everybody, Scott here. I just got out of Star Wars The Last Jedi last night. That was Saturday, so I didn't see it opening night or preview night. Saw it shortly thereafter. It's very good. There will be no spoilers. Don't worry. Spoiler free. Don't worry about that. There's no need to talk about spoilers. What I will say about things that happen is they're all good and cool. What would be spoilery stuff is good. Don't worry. It's not like, oh, they did this, I can't believe it. I liked it. I've seen people already starting to make videos and comment about things they didn't like about it or why it falls apart. Maybe I'll get that way in a bit, but gut feeling coming out of it, which is always my goal with this, is I enjoyed it quite a bit. I won't even say... People have been saying no spoilers, but it feels very much like blah. That's a spoiler even. Like, don't do that. It's anything is a spoiler. So this movie, I mean, they're right, but it's very good. It has that Star Wars feel, and yet does things completely different in a lot of ways, and yet some things very similar and familiar. But that's kind of the cyclical nature of what they're doing with this trilogy, so that's understandable in that regard. How to really sum it up without any spoilery stuff? Mark Hamill is awesome as Luke, the grizzled Jedi who doesn't want to do this, but still kind of is very Obi-Wan in how he's handling it. Like, he just can't help himself. It's kind of awesome. Rey, Daisy Ridley, is great. They do a funny thing when she dives into water and the hair comes loose, and now it's just loose now because they got rid of the three things. That's kind of funny. I like how they just kind of subtly did that. But I think she kind of came into her own in this one. Like, she's been trying to figure things out in the first movie and found maturity in this one while freely admitting she doesn't have it. It's pretty cool. The stuff with Finn and Poe and the new character Rose, it's like, why is this here? I can compare it to Batman Arkham Knight or some of those games where like something drastic is happening and everyone will die if we don't do anything. I'm going to do the side mission and go figure that out. It feels like that. Like the context just doesn't fit right. It doesn't feel right at all, and I don't like that. It was a bit weak. Poe really didn't have much to do. He's in the opening stuff and it's great, but after that he's just kind of a guy. So that's unfortunate. Carrie Fisher as Leia is quite good. She's always fun in this one. She really does a lot more than in Force Awakens. It's good. It's some cool stuff. There's some really cool stuff actually with her. That was a lot of fun. That's honestly the main cast. The bad guys, Kylo Ren's Kylo Ren, Hux is Hux. They're fun. Snoke is cool. His guards are awesome. His special guards. There is a fight scene, and they don't seem intimidated by what they're fighting, which I just kind of love. I love how they just operate like, let's do this, let's go. Those guys are cool as hell. It's awesome. That sequence is really good. All of it. I really enjoyed that. And visually, it's really, really good. Snoke is actually pretty funny as a character. He's good in this, too. And beyond that, I can't really say much with the characters. I didn't like Admiral Holdo much, but I think that was kind of the point. You're not supposed to like her much. I didn't find that great, but there wasn't much for her to do either. Chewbacca's in it, R2's in it, 3PO's in it, but they're just kind of there. Chewie came back at one point, and I was like, oh yeah, he's in this. And then just kind of vanished again. So it's almost like it's a bit of a placeholder with him there. It was a bit weird and awkward, but it's still fun having him in. And God, there's one part in the end battle, and just the way the Falcon's flying around, they pump in the music from the Death Star battle. Oh, I got goosebumps hearing that, because it was a little ramped up orchestrally. Yeah, that was really cool. The John Williams music is amazing as always. Can't complain about that, obviously. And really the biggest knock against, I tried to combine the words, Force Awakens, was it was basically A New Hope. And I feel they avoided that in, is this Empire Strikes Back? No. It's middle trilogy, and that in Star Wars, Episode 2 and Empire, you get the idea. It's a darker time, so they do go that route, obviously. But really, that's all I can say about it. Aside from I really enjoyed it. It looked really cool. They did some cool stuff with hyperspace. That was neat. Just little extra bits to kind of add on to the universe that felt natural. Like this showed coming out of hyperspace while Leia's just kind of sitting there and everything rattles a little bit. That was cool. Yeah, the whole, like I said, the whole bit with Finn and Rose when they have to go find someone. It felt Star Wars-y, but not good. It just, I didn't want any of that there. It wasn't great at all. I didn't care for it. Yeah, that's that part of it. There was something else I wanted to mention. I just can't think of it. I'm a bit bummed. The ending, I heard rumors, or at least people suggesting that, because like in memory of Carrie Fisher and Kenny Baker, they would do like the R2 showing the hologram, and it was like in memory of, right? Because that's what started all the movies, is that Help Me Obi-Wan Kenobi, You're My Only Hope, with those two characters. They both passed. They had memory to Carrie Fisher, but not Kenny Baker, and that kind of sucked. Because that would have been just a perfect little thing in the credits. Because they did something for Carrie Fisher with her theme and everything, and it was sad, but they should have done something for Kenny. Honestly. I did notice in the credits as well, though, it said Chewbacca consultant Peter Mayhew, because he's not playing it anymore. But he was consultant. They still have him doing that, so that's pretty cool. The Porgs are not annoying. Neither are those crystal cats. They're both interesting and funny and neat. They're just kind of goofy little penguin monsters. they're silly and cute, but overly cute. Maybe like I see the Ewok thing, but I think that's kind of the point, because that's Star Wars. Come on. But all the weird, goofy animal stuff, there's so much more of it. There wasn't anything that was like a weird tentacle monster thing like Force Awakens had that Han Solo was smuggling. Everything felt like, yeah, that's a thing. That could be a thing. Much like the original Star Wars movies. It just felt a little more real in that sense. So I think JJ went a little too Star Trek-y with that one alien. Not that you can't, but it just didn't fit with the established for the 7th movie. It came off as awkward and kind of weird. I'll cut it there. I keep trying to think of what the other thing was, but I can't think of it. I did really enjoy it, top to bottom. The villains, Kylo Ren and Hux, like I said, they're really good in this too. And there's some humor, like, but it's fine. Like, you're allowed to laugh at things. That's okay. It's not a comedy, but there's funny bits. Oh, and simply for the sake of mentioning it now, yeah, there's female leads. There's leads of color. This is good things. We shouldn't even be discussing that anymore. So I'm not. It's all good. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Check everything on Cyclops Scott here on YouTube. GuiltyPleasureCinema.com as well. And that's really it. I don't know if there'll be any more before the end of the year. I'm going to be visiting family basically from Thursday through January 1st. So that's probably it for the year for Cyclops Scott YouTube stuff. Do check out my Twitter. I'll be posting there, and Facebook as well. I just mentioned those, but that's where any updates will be. Check them out. See you next time.